Hey guys, it's Carl Brown for GuitarLessons365.com. Today we're going to learn how to play God Only Knows by the Beach Boys. So what I've done here is, I'm not trying to do the easiest possible version of this song. I'm really trying to recreate the voicings that are found in the song. So sometimes it's these big harmonies, it's orchestral instruments along with a band. So I'm really trying to kind of put those together just in a kind of a fingerstyle comping fashion. So if you can just get your comping chops down, then it's just all about learning just the different chords, and it's a great chord workout. Really cool harmonies here. Brian Wilson, of course, is just an incredible genius. So we got a lot of cool things to take a look at here. In the verse part, we're actually going to have two different versions of the verse. They use a lot of the similar chords, except they really go up in use a full register for the second and third verses. All right, so we'll take a look at that as we get there. Now for this intro, we're going to start with just a standard A major chord. Now for all of the chords, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be picking the lowest note in the chord with my thumb, and then all of the top three strings of the chord with just my index, middle, and ring finger at the same time. And that's kind of the pulse of the song. So you would hit the strings and then mute them out. Basically, you mute them out, placing them for the next time to hit the next chord. All right, so we're going to start with just this A major chord. I might be holding the whole shape, but we're not hitting the fourth string there, but don't worry about that. We're just concentrate on that picking pattern and just the chord shape. So we have this A. The next chord is going to be an E major chord played just like a D major up 2 frets. And then you're going to have to take your thumb and just grab the 4th fret on the low E. So we have this. All right, then we go to an F sharp minor chord, I'm sorry. And then we go back to that E with the G sharp and the bass. Just rotate between those. So at the end of the second time through, you just hit that low E open string and then go just 0, 2, 3, and that's going to take us to the first verse, which I played through at the beginning. So what we have here is we're going to be starting with this. So that 4th chord starts really getting interesting there. So that's a D major chord, regular D major, but the A string in the bass. It's a D with an A in the bass. We have this. So this is when the vocals first come in. And then you go to a B minor chord. Back to this right here, this F sharp major, a minor. You can just do that if you want. And then we're going to take it to a B major with an A in the bass. So just bar across the 4th fret on the the B, G, and the D string, and hit the open A in the bass. So right there we have. All right, and now the chord voicings start pushing up into higher registers. So in order to recreate that, instead of hitting just a standard E again, we have to come up and play this E here. Just a bar at the 4th fret with the 5th fret on the 2nd string. We're going to be playing the 4th fret on the high E string and the G. So you have those 3 notes, and you have B in the bass. So it's a big stretch over, so make sure you just kind of try to almost angle your fingers like they're going backwards a little bit. Now we have a really dissonant chord coming next, but it works perfectly. We're going to move everything up 1 fret, and on the 2nd string there, instead of playing the 6th fret, let's move up to the 7th. So we have we're going to use our ring finger for that. So we have this. Then back down to the previous chord. And then we have this one. Now all that really is 1st fret there on just play the whole chord shape if you want. It's a nice one. So we have the 1st fret on the the A string, second fret on the D, first fret on the G, second fret on the B, high E string open. But I'm just hitting these top 3 strings there with that low bottom bass note. So from here, and then we're back to that A, to the E with the G sharp in the bass, and that F sharp minor, which was in the intro. And then down to that open E string to lead us back to that little bass line. And that leads us into the second verse. Second verse, like I said, very similar, some different chord voicings though, so let me play through that. All right, so you can see the second half of it was pretty much the same. But instead of starting with this D major voicing with the A and the bass, we're gonna come up here to play this D major. So you're gonna be playing the 10th fret on the high E, and then bar across the second and third string there on the B and the G string. 7th fret there. So you have those 3 notes up top with A and the bass. And then we're gonna go to a B, basically just a B minor chord. Full bar there at the 7th. And then we have this F sharp minor 7, sorry. It's not really gonna be, we actually wouldn't see that. It's just basically an F sharp minor here. So we have 4th fret on the D, 6th fret on the G, 7th on the B, and then 5th fret on the high E. Then we're going to come up here and grab a B major chord. So that's just basically, all you have to do is these 7th fret on the B and the high E, 8th fret on the G, and then have the A in the bass. So far we have this. And then we just continue like we did in the first verse, that is. Same ending as before. All right, so now we have that instrumental section. So at the beginning, when there's all that kind of melodic content, I'm just going to be comping the chords, and then the chords get a lot more interesting as it goes through. So let me play it through real quick. You'll probably recognize the sound of the harmony. Here we go. Goes back into the third verse there when we get to that D. So let's start here. Let's take a look at that. We're just going to start with an A, and we have the E in the bass though. And then it goes to a G, and then the same thing again. And now the comping gets really interesting. We're going to come up here and play this G major chord, but we're going to have D in the bass. It's got a lot of major chords, especially in this song, where the 5th is in the bass. So it's got a lot of second inversion chords. So we have kind of way up here again, 10th fret there on the low E string. So we have that. And then we're going to come to this next one, which is 7th fret on the A string, 9th on the G, 8th on the B, and 9th on the high E. So we have that. To that B minor now. Now to just a basic E major. And you can just play these 9 on the G and the B 7 on the high E with that 7 on the A string as well. So come in there. All right, and now we're gonna go down to this A major chord. We're gonna have E in the bass. So that's basically gonna be a bar across the 5th fret there on the B and the high E, 6th fret on the G, 7th on the D, and then 7th on the E. So that's the root note. But basically, we really need these top 3 strings, and then the root note. And then we're gonna come up to this chord. That's F diminished. So we're gonna have this 8th fret there on the A. Then we have the 7th on the G, 6th on the B, and a big stretch here to the 4th fret. Told you this is a good workout on the high E string. Now, if you can't reach that, just don't go for that high E string, but it sounds really cool. And then we're back to the previous chord, same note in the bass, A major with E in the bass. And then we're gonna grab the same exact minor 7 flat 5 chord form that we did here, but here at the 6th fret. All right, so all together so far, when we get to this G with the D in the bass, and then we basically go to this D major chord, just on the middle 4 strings. Now this is an A major with C sharp in the bass. We have C sharp there, the 4th fret on the A, 7 on the D, 6 on the G, E is the 5th fret, down to the B minor. Then that takes us back to the 3rd verse, which you can start with the same here or just go up and play it exactly like the 2nd verse. So, and that'll be completely fine to do it like that too. And it does use the higher register chords. All right, so that's pretty much it, except after it goes through that verse again, it just repeats basically this at the end. Basically, they're just kind of repeating the same thing. Repeating the chorus line. Just keep repeating those 3 chords. Even when the rhythm drops out, you can just strum it. And then when it comes back in, just keep playing it with the same comping style. All right, so obviously it's got some challenging chords in it, but it's a great track to play along with. As soon as you get this simple comping down, and you can really focus on the left-hand chords, it is a great workout. I hope you enjoy it. I'll see you again soon for GuitarLessons365.com.